if these things are coming together to close that gap and where we are at this moment. We have Engineer Stella Okengu. She's the Chief Executive Officer of Winhomes Global Services Limited, Nigeria. Engineer Okengu, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Ini, and thanks for having me.
Great. So we hear that the real estate, especially the construction sector in Nigeria, is booming, but there's the fear that the bubble might burst. What's the true situation from your perspective?
Yes, Nigeria construction sector is booming, and I describe it as resilient, but that resilience is coming at a cost. At the top level, projects are ongoing, but at the operational level, developers and investors are navigating uncertainty, rising costs, and policy inconsistency. And for me, the most important thing is to understand this. Foreign investors don't invest in sectors, they invest in people and system. When those are unstable, investment slow down. And I know you can believe me on that.
So when you say, when you sound the alarm, because it sounds like you're sounding an alarm to say foreign investors invest in people and not in projects, what exactly do you mean, and what have you seen to warrant you saying that?
Yes, the sector is resilient, but individual operators are carrying that burden. We are absorbing shocks from inflation, exchange rate fluctuation, and unexpected disruptions. So while the industry looks strong, many operators are actually in survival mode, and that signals a little bit high risk to foreign investors. We call it resilience, but in reality, I call it survival. This dispensation is actually trying, but there's a lot of things that we need to adjust.
So when I listed those projects, a lot of them from governments, rail, road, residential, special agro industry, a lot of them come from the governments. How much of it actually comes to individuals like yourself who are supposed to be operating in the domestic scene?
Let me say the construction sector, like the local players. The construction sector is the part that comes from my area, which is the one I know about. But notwithstanding everything, you know that we source funds outside. Apart from Nigeria, we source funds outside. So we have to make sure that the risk of getting that fund direct to Nigeria is mitigated. So that is where my specialty is.
So from your perspective now, how do we drive this $3 trillion that we need to close the infrastructural gap?
Let me say the target is very ambitious, but under current condition, it depends heavily on foreign direct investment. You know, I always say that, not just government funding. Investors need confidence, legal protection, policy consistency, and clear return. Right now, uncertainty is limiting that confidence. You don't attract foreign investment with promises. You attract it with protection.
So what would boost that confidence that you're talking about to investors?
They have to be protected by the government so that we can be able to, when we put out our proposal to get in fund from outside the country. I put up a proposal in one loan company in America, and we want to get $75 million to do a mini estate. But with what is going on online, which you know, they are skeptical. So we have to be protected, you know, especially the people that brings in money, you know, the foreign investors, they want to see protection. Some of them came down to Nigeria last week to do their due diligence, you know. Yes, they know that your company has integrity, like, you know, my company is also in America, but they have to make sure that the climate they are bringing in their money is protected too.
Then you also talked about uncertainty when it comes to regulations. How much of a problem is that?
Miss Ini, let's not go there. You know, at least you know what happened to us, which the federal government are trying to resolve. You know, that's why we are waiting, because we are not projecting our country out there wrongly, but we just want the right thing to be done. Like what I told you, we want the legal path to protect us. We want the policy consistency in Nigeria. We want investors need confidence to come and invest back in Nigeria.
This is being said a lot. When people want to build, they have to bring in skills people for bricklaying and all of that from surrounding African countries. Is that still a challenge?
Yeah, local players. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
They are not benefiting
the artisans.
enough.
No, the artisans that are being used for construction. Yes, that a lot of times individuals from Cotonou and neighboring countries have to be brought into the country. Is that still happening?
Yes, it's still happening because they are the only people that gives us a cheap level. So what we do, we have to, although recently a lot of Nigerians, because of the economy, have started keying into coming out to work. It's happening though, but you know, whenever they come, they have to bring in their proposal, and anyone that is cheaper for you, you opt for it. Well, it's still happening.
Yeah, unfortunately so. But thank you so much for your time on the program, Engineer Stella Okengwu, the Chief Executive Officer of Win Homes Global Services Limited, Nigeria. Thank you.
Meanwhile, you look so pretty today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's take a break now.